And good morning. Welcome to today's race is presented by Fidelity First. I'm Stanton Salter along with Keith Fustel on a beautiful, picturesque Sunday afternoon for horse racing right here at Laurel Park. We're live by the historic Laurel Park paddock, and well, a big day yesterday. Our handle was up. We had some nice races yesterday, a couple nice features, top of mind. Very sharp effort coming off a long way off for Rodney Jenkins to win that nice three other than allowance feature.
How about that? Sat a really nice trip, was able to save ground. They went slow early and worked out a trip, though. Shifted out, leaving the far turn, and really kicked home well to hold off the favorite bonus points. I was a little shocked that he ran that big. The works were indicating a good effort, but I didn't expect something that strong. So kudos to the ride of the barn, everybody surrounding top of mind to get that old guy back off of the lengthy layoff.
Yep, nice job there to the Rodney Jenkins barn. I had tough handicapping yesterday. I don't know about you, but I got clobbered yesterday. I got knocked out in an early round. I mean, I got knocked out cold. I didn't get back up. I couldn't regroup. I had Turbin on top in the opener. Turbin came late, just got beat ahead. You had the Lacey Gaudet exacta in the opener. Demon Buster on top of Turbin. Lacey 1-2 in race 1, and then she blows up the tote board in one of the later races with Chauncey at 39-1, second off the claim. What a big effort by Chauncey yesterday.
Chauncey just obliterated that field. I mean, we're out of nowhere. A horse improved. I think the preliminary buyer that I saw was an 89. 59 maybe was his best before that. So Chauncey brought it yesterday, and just, I mean, I was like, looked up on the board, 10 in front at the 8th pole basically, and said just win for fun.
Like you're saying, must be a new goat in the barn.
Maybe there's a new goat in the barn. Who knows?
But
they found the whole card on Chauncey.
All right, so that was yesterday. I got clobbered in the early pick 5. I went for a big ticket, and I got knocked out in the second race. But luckily, we have a late pick 5 carryover today to have a late pick 5 therapy is what I need today to get me back in the game here. There's the carryover. Everybody needs to take a swing for this one. Over 38,000 in that late pick 5 carryover. Starts race 7 with that industry low 12% takeout. This will be well played at the windows today, the late pick 5.
We got to get over a bean there, right over 100,000.
Oh, sure.
When it's all said and done. And it's a nice little stretch of races. We're going to dig. We're going to throw a ticket together. We got any sponsors that could come up to the press box, maybe, put us up on a bigger ticket, you're more than welcome to stop up and support us.
I need a sponsor after my $700 drubbing yesterday. But all right, all it takes is one big score to get right back into it. We also have a nice carryover in the 20-cent Rainbow Pick 6. There it is, over 5,800 in that Pick 6 carryover. That starts in race 5. So race 5 for the pick 6, race 6 for that late pick 5. Let's show you both track conditions today. Beautiful weather today. Not too hot right now. We're fast and firm. There's both tracks. The weather today, what are we in the 86. All right, 86, partly cloudy. I'll take it. Fast and firm. First race post time is 1:10. Let's get right to it here. Race 1 will kick off the rolling super high 5 with that low 15% takeout for the super high 5. Every race with 7 or more horses. There's the carryover today. Race 1, $856 for the super high 5. Also, race 1 will kick off the early pick 5. Both your pick 5s here at Laurel Park. Your best bet with that industry low 12% takeout, and it's always a mandatory payout here on this early pick 5. All right, let's get right to race 1. We're going 5.5 furlongs on the Dahlia Turf Course rail at 52 feet, claiming 15,000, 3 and up, wide open here. I go with 3 horses on the outside who I think are just going to get the best trip in here.
All right.
The 1, Posse Dreamin', with my main man Daniel Centeno on the turf. He's awfully tough. He rides his 6-year-old for Jamie Ness. Had to break from the inside in the 8-horse field last out as the favored at this level, and just ran an okay 4th. Scout's Honor, who was 3rd in that race, would come back to win. Not a Chance, who was 2nd in that race. He's got to face Not a Chance again today. I just think Posse Dreamin' and Centeno can get a good trip on the outside. This is his level, and I think he can make amends for being the beaten favorite last out.
And we got a few of these. He's got a little bit of a hang at 5.5, and Posse Dreamin' has shown it the last couple times on the turf. Not a Chance, didn't have the easiest of trips last time, but was home free at the 8th pole and then just got the staggers a little bit late, whereas Dominic slipped through along the inside. But Not a Chance moving to the outside. I think we'll maybe should get a perfect stalking trip with
Short.
some other speed in here. The great provider likes to be close. Colm on Fire has been up towards the front, and maybe Forrest Boyce will try to take this horse back a little bit. And the 8, Zeus Odin, is awfully quick. I expect an honest pace. I think not a chance. The road's going to probably go through him by the time they hit the 8th pole. I'll take a little flyer on a little bit of a deeper closer and a horse off of a layoff. Number 5 for Scott Lake, Unusual Fleet, going to team up with Carol Cedeno. What, she had 7 wins up at Delaware not too long ago, about a week ago. So Unusual Fleet off a 253-day layoff, shortening up, has never been 5.5. But I think this horse has enough positional speed to get within range a couple lengths by the time they hit the top of the straight to churn on by. I think the field, I should say the speed might come back just enough for Unusual Fleet. And Scott's done okay with these kind of layoffs in the past and working well at Delaware.
Yeah, and some of those Cedeno winners the other day at Delaware were for Scott Lake, and from a large sampling of horses, Cedeno and Lake, they're 20% together. So strong connections here for the 5, Unusual Fleet. I like that 7-year-old. He's a 3-time winner on the grass. He's made over 100,000. I used him in my top 4. So you think the speed's going to set it up for a closer like that. And I just want to point out the 1, Posse Dream, and my top pick is going to break from the outside today.
Yes.
Posse Dream is going to break in between the 8, Zeus Odin, and the 9, Not a Chance. So I just think the 1, the 1, 9, 8 are going to get the best trip, and the 5 is going to be coming late for a red-hot jockey, Carol Cedeno. Nobody's hotter than her right now. Just broke the record for most wins in a day up there at Delaware.
Yeah, I'll throw the 10 in there as well. Uno Amao, a horse that's won 1 time over this turf course in its only try. Hasn't been seen since December. Off of this layoff, though, with turf sprints, smaller sample, Rudy Rod, over the last couple of years, 2 for 8 and 4 for 8 in the money. That's okay for me. ROI was all right. That last race before the layoff was a triple key. Interesting that they don't go all the way to the bottom. They kind of hold this horse in the middle ground. I'm thinking the 10 might be live in here, and we'll make a run from the back of the pack.
All right, so a big field, turf sprint there to kick off all the action in race 1. We start the early pick 4 in race 2. Maiden claiming 16,000. Filly and Mares 3 and up, 7 furlongs on the main track. You like the early pick 4 today. Let's check out your ticket and see how you played it.
Yeah, smaller ticket here, $20. Maybe we can hit this one and reinvest, if we hit it, into that late pick 5.
There you
2
go.
deep to get you started with the 4 and the 6 cut time, and Ginger S. Same thing in the 3rd with the 1 and the 8. Not in charge, and Piece of Akati. How about a 1.5 miles on the grass today? A little marathon at Laurel Park. 4th race, the 3 and the 4. We're going to try to beat the favorite, Fusion Exchange, coming off the layoff. 5th, I think it's a spread race. 4, 5, 7, 9, 10. It's a $20 ticket for your early pick 4.
All right, I like it. I like the action here. Try to build up the bankroll for that late pick 5. Let's take a look here at race 2. Maiden, Filly and Mares, 16,000, 7/8. We have you like the 6 on top, Ginger-esque. We have a stat to show you for trainer Jerry Robb in the 6, Ginger-esque. And I have to say happy birthday to trainer Jerry Robb. Hope his birthday, I don't know if it's today or yesterday or tomorrow. His birthday is around this time, so maybe he gets a win on his birthday.
He's got a couple runners today. Here it is, last 2 years, though, Jerry Robb. 3 for 7 and 4 for 7 in the money. Maiden special weight, the maiden claiming on the dirt with an ROI of 465. Early on, I thought this horse was going to be okay. I go back to March of the debut try against a decent field. Magical came out of there, has run a couple good races since for Brittany Trimble against Much Better. Just a little bit of a fade in there. Our last 2 on the grass. That's another good move, turf to dirt, in the past couple years for Jerry Robb. I think Ginger S. with Pino will be able to be the controlling speed in race number 2. I'm not really worried about the 7 furlongs. I think she can get it here.
All right, I use her in my top 4. I was a little suspicious of the drop here. Now she gets back to the main track here after trying the turf a couple tries. You get Mario Pino in the saddle, so you have to respect the connections there of the 6, Ginger-esque. I go with the 1 on top, Louise. Hopefully Eddie Merriman finally has his 4-year-old Great Notion filly figured out. A good second last out against Maiden 10. Going 7 furlongs. That was her 3rd race back this year, so she's in good form right now. She likes 7 furlongs. I don't like the 1 hole going 7 furlongs, but hopefully Jose Bracho can get a good trip from the 1 hole. I'll go with the 1 Louise here in race 2.
Yeah, she ran okay last fall for 25, so she should work off of that effort last time out. Much improved, had a little trouble the time before that. I think Louise is in for a good try. Cut time, I like turning back in distance second time for Noah Abramson as well. Both the 1 and the 4 got beat by droppers last time out, so I think they settle in nicely. But they're going to have a target. They're going to have to go catch the 6, Ginger-esque.
All right, let's take a look here. Race 3, 1.5 miles on the all-along turf course. A nice first-level allowance contest for 3-year-olds and upwards. Some nice turf runners in this race. My price play of the day, you like this horse on top as well. All right, the 8 Piece of Acati, a 3-year-old colt, homebred here for Charles E. Fipke and trainer Michael Dickinson. Mario Pino will ride. Looks like this 3-year-old finally figured it out in his last race up there at Monmouth, where he broke his maiden against maiden special weight, going 1 1/8, and an impressive win up there, 77 buyer. He ran a good second on this Laurel turf last May against maiden special weight company. I just think Mario Pino, the veteran rider in this race, I think this is going to be a rider's race going 1.5 miles. So, and you know Dickinson will have this colt ready to go, and we'll get a decent price because he's a 3-year-old going against some well-accomplished older horses in here.
Yeah, I thought the last race was good. Solid 4th quarter in that race, and then kind of edged away late with an improved buyer. Full Brother was 10 for 17. Was running. That was the foreign race record. I think he was like a Group 1 and Group 2 winner.
Nice.
So I think this horse is going to be okay on the stretch out. Go back 3 races on his page. The horse that he beat, Captain Hardship, was able to go ahead and break a maiden at 1 3/8 at Belmont with a good middle 80 number. I think Piece of Acati, patiently handled today by Pino, will make a steady progression off of it, and will really like the 1.5 mile distance. I have no problem with that. Look at that little stat there for Dickinson, though. You know, he hasn't run a whole lot of horses the last couple of years, but with horses that won their last start, 42%.
Yeah.
Pretty strong.
And a nice positive ROI.
Yeah.
All right, there's some nice trainers in this race. You have Dickinson for the 8, Piece of Acati, Tom Proctor with the 6 pitching, Jimmy Day's in here, Alan Goldberg, Jack Fisher's in here, Arnaud Delacour's in here, and Jackie Savoy's in here with the 2 Major Anthem. She had a little video of him back at the receiving barn.
Oh, wow.
He's jumping around on his toes, feeling well. Let's talk about the 2 real quick. Major Anthem, a 15-1 long shot in here. I like. This horse is on a roll. He's finally won 2 in a row. He's going in the right direction. He's a deep closer. He should love the 1.5 miles today. You know Taylor Hole will give him a patient come-from-behind ride today.
Yeah, and he didn't get a great setup the time that he broke the maiden, so this is a step up, though. This is much deeper waters than what he's beaten, but glad for the barn. She really works hard. They do a nice job. Their horses always look good. But, you know, a little bit ambitiously spotted. Yeah, but, you know, 1.5 miles.
Take a shot.
Could get it done at a big pot. So, yeah, good luck to Jackie and Major Anthem.
We both like the 1 Not in Charge. We'll get a nice trip from the inside here with Caramano's up for Alan Goldberg, 4-year-old son of Lemon Drop Kid, a dad of a Danzig mare, a homebred for Colts Next Stable. This is a well-bred 4-year-old to get the 1.5 mile distance here. You know, we'll get a good trip under Caramano's. He broke his maiden going 1.25 miles last fall up there at Belmont. He's been right there knocking on the door against Allowance Company up in New York. The 1 Not in Charge, I think, is going to be awfully tough here.
Yeah, his better races have been at a longer distance. That winner last time out, Carrick, who beat him June 21st at Belmont, was 3rd yesterday in the Kent Stakes, running in 83 at Delaware Park. Douglas Road, I think, is part of the pace flow. He's one wild dude. I tell you, he's a 5-time winner. He knows how to get it done. He likes the Laurel turf course, and I think the pace is going to be fine. I mean, he's dug in gamely, setting much quicker fractions in his races. He could take him a long way up front.
All right, so nice 1.5 mile contest there on the all-along turf course. Allowance runners in race 3. Looking forward to that race. Let's take a look here at the 4th race to kick off the middle pick 4 here in race 4, claiming 5,000. 3 and up, never won 2 lifetime, going 5.5 furlongs on the main track. I go with the 6 on top, Dangerous Dan for Claudio Gonzalez. Broke his maiden last December here at Laurel Park, where he trains for a top barn. Now, it was a nice maiden score last December. Then he had some time off, about 6-7 months off. They tried him in 2 turf sprints, no good. He went to the front both times and then stopped. Now he gets back to the main track, a drop down to his level today with Carlos Carrasco aboard. He's been he's he's going to be dead fit third off the layoff here today, and I think at this level, the 6 Dangerous Dan can get back in good form.
He's going to need it. He's going to shoot away there on the front end. Can he hold on? He really never went that fast early in his other races, those maiden 8s, but I think he's going to have some horses kind of breathing down his neck by the time they turn for home. And I've probably got this horse lined a little high at 9-2. This horse should come down off of that. I'll take a shot. Be back. Yeah, 1 for 27. I'm crazy for taking a horse like that, but there's not a whole lot of form in this race, and I thought this horse ran quite well. Did rate a little bit when hung out very wide against a better field, I thought, last time out. Here comes Michael, has come back to run well. Shorter field today, a little bit more compact, should be able to save ground. Brandon, just rate this horse a little bit, give him a little bit of a breather, and then make the move mid-turn with B back, and I think he'll be okay here second time for Frock.
All right, and we both like the 3 here. We both like the 2 a little bit as well. Fusion Exchange coming off a layoff, long layoff here for Billy Campbell. The X-Man, Xavier Perez, he had a 2-win day yesterday. And this really isn't that much of a – it looks like a big drop, but this is the appropriate level coming off a long layoff. This horse only broke his maiden for maiden 10 here at Laurel last summer. So this horse well spotted by Billy Campbell, the 2 Fusion Exchange.
Yeah, you look at a couple of the numbers. That last race, a 57 on the dirt, that would kind of annihilate it if he could run 57 sprinting. I don't know if he's got that up his sleeve today off of the layoff, but this is the right move here. The horse claimed for 10, ran okay. Just something happened. Let's go ahead and be aggressive and go for the drop off of the layoff.
All right, we're right on time here. Let's get a quick commercial break. We have plenty of time to talk about the 2 big carryovers today. We'll have a carryover of over 5,800 in that 20-cent Rainbow Pick 6 starting in race 5. Then the big carryover of the day, over 38,000 in that late Pick 5 carryover starting in race 6. I have a ticket for that. We'll take a look right after this.
The best bets at Laurel Park are the Pick 5s, and we have 2 of them. The early Pick 5 starts in race 1 and is a mandatory payout. The late Pick 5 is the last 5 races of the day and has carryover potential. Both Pick 5s at Laurel Park have an industry-low 12% takeout. The Pick 5s at Laurel Park, your best bet.
All right, welcome back here. Let's get rolling on this 20-cent Rainbow Pick 6 starting in race 5. Carryover today for you Pick 6 players, $5,818 here for the Rainbow Pick 6. It's a nice sequence. Starts with a big field here in race 5, going 1 mile and a 16th on the all-along turf course. Maiden claiming $25,000 for 3-year-olds and upward. I go with the 5 on top here, stamped for trainer Tom Proctor. 4-year-old son of Majestic Warrior. Fergal Lynch will ride. Fergal Lynch rode last time, coming off a layoff, coming off about a 6-month layoff here at Laurel Park against Maiden 40,000 Company. Only got beat 4 3/4 that day. A useful effort. Now second off the layoff. They take a drop in class. Lynch stays aboard. A sharp work since that last race. A sharp bullet half-mile work up there at Fair Hill on the synthetic surface. Tommy Proctor second off this kind of layoff. He's 31% with a positive ROI. So the 5 stamp's going to be awfully tough here in race 5.
That stat kind of speaks volumes, doesn't it? Yeah, stamped in Maynooth. Maynooth kind of doesn't have really, I don't say he's a plotter. He just doesn't have a whole lot of speed. Takes a while to get going. JD was into him quite a bit leaving the far turn. He kind of was able to rally up and out-finish Stamp last time. But Stamp had a brutal trip. The opening half mile, just nothing but steadying and checking down to the inside. Never got comfortable behind rivals. If Lynch can kind of get this horse to settle better early, get in the clear, he's going to be the one to beat, making a run from mid-pack. I'll take a little higher price over the 4 Sadler Bay. This horse is much improved since being gelded and stretched back out on the turf. Conquest Falcon, the horse that beat him, came back to run okay for 16-2 in life the other day. So Sadler Bay, I think he's another horse. He's going to get a good stalking trip. Had a perfect trip last time. I don't think he has to improve much more to beat the likes of Stamp and Maynooth.
I think maybe a positive rider change as well with the 4 Sadler Bay. You get a top rider, Daniel Centeno, aboard today. So I like the 4 as well. We both like the 4 and the 5 in our exacta. We both like the 7. Maynooth, man, he's gonna be maybe one of the major anthem kind of horses. He picks up a bunch of checks. He's made 45,000. Just doesn't have that strong finish to get to the winner's circle. He was I liked him last time. He ran a good race. He ran a decent number. He runs consistent. All 3 of his recent races in this current cycle have been consistent. He fell far back last out. He'll run the same today. He'll be coming late. It just might be a little too late.
A little too late. Agreed. Yeah, the sleeper, maybe the 9 and the 10, if you're going to reach a little bit deeper in your multi-race gimmicks. But Seattle Rick, this is an interesting move. Going to come back again on the turf. Maybe this horse is going to try to steal away on the front end for Jerry Robin, Mario Pino, and Renegade River. Has numbers going on the way back that fit. A little tightener up at Delaware against that Proctor horse that we're going to see earlier in the 1.5-mile race. Maybe Renegade River's a sleeper as well for Bill Dowling. We've seen him pull off some prices going on the way back.
Sure, and you have to pay attention to the Lacey Gaudette first-time starter. She won with a first-time starter this week here at Laurel. She did it last week with Delaware. She's 24%. Recently with a nice positive ROI with her debut runners, and this 3-year-old by narrative out of a Lord Carson mare. Kevin Gomez will ride. Gomez 1-2 for Lacey yesterday, so strong, hot connections here with the first-time starter, the 8 stomping ground.
Yep. You got it.
All right, let's turn the page here. The big carryover of the day in race 6. All eyes on the late pick 5 today here at Laurel Park. There's the carryover, $38,096. Let's hope we get over 100,000 when it's all said and done. More money back to you always with that industry low 12% takeout. You won't find a lower takeout anywhere in the country. I have a ticket. Let's take a look. A $60 play. You got to spend a little bit more with a big pool like this, and I think the first 3 races are the toughest races to get through. It's a nice allowance race here in race 6 for Maryland bred. First level Maryland bred allowance race here in race 6, going a mile on the main track, and I was tempted to key on the 7 Nico Brian TJ, who's won 2 in a row up there at Delaware with strong buyers for Claudio Gonzalez. He's going to be a popular favorite here in race 6, the 7 Nico Brian TJ, but this 2 Saratoga Bob is awfully sharp right now for Katie Voss, and you have the 3 Moonlight Shadow for the red hot Rodney Jenkins. So I go 2-3-7 here in race 6. Race 7 is a tough nickel starter for filly and mares going 2 turns on the main track. I go 4 deep in here. My top pick is the 5 Expect Indy for the hot jockey Carol Cedeno aboard for Kieran McGee. This mare won by 10 last out in the slop at Delaware, the 5 Expect Indy. But also I used the 1 Amanda's Best you have to like, the 3 Lady Terp I like for Scott Lake, and also the 6 Grilly Striker I like in race 7. Then race 8's a maiden special weight, 2-year-old fillies, 5 furlongs from the main track, a bunch of first-time starters in there. I went 5 deep in there with the 3, 4, 5, 10, and the 11. My top pick in race 8 is the Jerry Robb first-time starter, the 4 Tap It Again. Older siblings made $61,000. The second dam was a graded stakes winner. So I'll go with the Jerry Robb first timer, the 4 Tap It Again, but the 3 Something About Nicanor, the 5 In Flight, the 10 Sweet Home Dixie. I got a little tip on the 11 Call Me Jelly Roll yesterday. That horse is supposed to be a runner. So 5 deep there in race 8. I'm going to key on the 5-year-old homebred for Edith Dixon in race 9. That's a nice 2 other than mile and a 16th on the turf. Dixon spent $60,000 to breed this horse to Kitten's Joy. This horse is due to graduate from the 2 other than condition today. He's been patiently handled by Michael Matz. Matz has him in good form right now, and I think Brucarito sitting on a big effort. Number 9 in race 9, Victor Carrasco will ride in a nice maiden special weight to finish it up. Filly and Mares going long on the all-along turf course. Tom Proctor with the favorite in there. The 4 More Fun Again will be tough, but the 3 Gotham Gala first time Lasix today after a decent debut against maiden special weight here on the turf at Laurel. Arnaud Delacour and Daniel Centeno with the 3 Gotham Gala I think is going to be awfully tough there in race 10. It's a nice sequence, some nice allowance races, nice maiden races, nice maiden 2-year-old race there in this pick 5 sequence.
When you got a single there, and it's still $60. I mean, that's a tough run. I mean, you've got to spread around in that pick 5, but boy, we're going to have a great pool to target. So you've got to reach into pockets a little bit deeper here and take a shot. And
I think I'll get a decent price on Brucarito around. You have about 7-2. That's about right. Because it's a tough race. So if I can get a $9 win price for my single, I think that's how you play these pick 5s. Well, let's take a look here at race 6. Nobody's sharper right now than Nico Brian TJ. Are those numbers up at Delaware a little
Right.
inflated? That's the big question. He's run a couple big ones up there. He runs well here at Laurel. He likes this mile distance. Jomar Torres, the regular rider for Claudio. Looks like they have this 3-year-old son of Freedom Child figured out here. The 7, Nico Bree and TJ. You pick him. You get him in your exact as well.
Yeah, use him underneath. You know, similar situation that Claudio horse we saw yesterday. Right, ran a couple blowout wins up at Parks.
Right.
Came
right.
here and, you know, just kind of didn't run too well. Was used up inside. Got caught in a duel and dropped. Nico Bree and TJ looks a little bit more established to me. I know that was only a 3-horse field last time out at Delaware. They got away with a slow pace. They were kind of working through. But, you know, 3's overdeuce is okay here. And that second-place finisher was second in a 2 other than in its prior race. So that works for Nico Bree and TJ. But I think he's going to get tangled up a little bit around the turn with the 1 Magician's Calendar. Sets it up for the 2 Saratoga Bob. We've got a video of his last race, if you don't mind, guys, from June the 10th. Settled off a contested pace in that race. Dr. Bolton Corajon were going at it on the front end through internals of 22 and 4, 46 and 1. And Saratoga Bob really leveled off nicely. He was in the far outside. Big boy here right now. Look at him out and about the 5 path, just cruising on his correct lead. Corajon lead is just gasping for dear life here to the 16th pole, but Saratoga Bob just under a little bit of a steady hand ride late. He's going to take command and go away at the wire. I think he's okay at the mile distance. He'll settle in off of that little sprint, get forward position, stalk a contested pace, and go on by.
Yeah, I like him. A homebred here for Manfuso and Katie Voss. You get the Hall of Famer Edgar Prado. Looks like Saratoga Bob's going to love that long rally, that long stretch to the 1 mile distance, the second wire for the 1 mile distance here at Laurel. The 3 Moonlight Shadow you have to respect here. Nice win last out for this trap shot gelding, bred by Carol Kay. This is out of that Not for Love mare. Love Me Twice. This guy's a half to Flash Phelps and all those other good horses out of this mare, Love Me Twice. So this is a nice 3-year-old for Rodney Jenkins. He's got to go against some nice horses in here. Alex Centron will ride for the first time today. He's a Moonlight Shadow's a deep closer as well. He's already won going this distance here at Laurel.
Yeah, he and the 2. They kind of get setups last time. Moonlight Shadow, I thought, that really exerted himself hard in that race. That's what my biggest concern. And that was the race. Old Time Revival, I think, opened up 7 or 8 early, and there was a couple little waves in that race. He was the last one to sustain and get it done. But boy, that was a hard-fought win. I think Saratoga Bob's just a little bit more tactical. He's a half to contain who ran well at a mile and a 16th on the dirt when he was right. So a slight edge to him in race number 6.
All right, so we both like the 2, 3, 7 pretty much on top here in race 6 to kick off this pick 5. We kick off the late pick 4 here in race 7. I went 4 deep in this race. This is a tough nickel starter for filly mares 3 and up. Mile and a 16th on the main track. I used the 1, 3, 5, and the 6 here in race 7. My top pick, the 5, Expect Indy for Carol Cedeno, the red hot jockey. She won on this mare last out in the slop at Delaware for Kieran McGee. They won by 10 up there. This mare has won 5. I'm sorry, she's won 3 of her last 5 starts. She's a red-hot form. She's 4 for 4 in the money here at Laurel Park. The 5, Expect Indy, going to be awfully tough to beat here in race 7.
Yeah, I'll use the 6, Greeley Striker on top. We've got a video spotlight of Greeley Striker from the last win, June the 9th. And, boy, she just controlled it every step of the way to make it 3 in a row. And that was first off the claim. Hartzell jumped this horse up into a starter, and look at her out there. Boy, she's having fun. Just absolutely whistling. Jock just barely moving. Daniel Centano. We're going to get Weston Hamilton today. Can he kind of fool her, go to the 2 turns? We're going from 7/8 to the mile and a 16th. She's in fine form right now. 4 for 5 over this race. Of course, she's turned into a different animal right now since being moved down to Laurel Park. So Greeley Striker, I think she's the controlling speed. Her mother went 1 going long, ran like a lower 80 number. Maybe they can kind of fool her, get away with it one time here on the stretch out.
I like her. We'll get a decent price on her as well. The 3 I like here, Lady Terp's been good to me in the past. She's very consistent. She's a 7-time winner here at Laurel Park. Good second behind Amanda's Best up at Penn National last out. I think both the 1 Amanda's Best and the 3 Lady Terp coming out of the same race from Penn National. I think they're both users here in race 7.
Well, we know Lady Terp can run at Laurel. We're going to have to find out about Amanda's Best. She's never been here. Can she carry her Penn National form down the Laurel? Well, Kreiser's done it time and time again, and especially in the starter ranks. I don't know if there's anybody better with these starter allowance horses than Kreiser. He runs a ton of them, and he hits at a really good clip.
All right, that's a nice starter there to kick off the late pick 4. You have to spread deep, I think, here in race 8. It's a tricky race here. Maiden claiming $25,000 for 2-year-old fillies, 5/8 on the main track. A bunch of first-time starters. We'll do our best to tell you about them. Let's start with your top pick here, the 8. I don't have anything on the 8 here. Coquetta for Eddie Coletti, the barn with a nice win here yesterday. Joan Rosado, he had a 2-win day yesterday or Friday, so he's riding well. So hot connections here for the 8. Coquetta, your top pick.
Let me tell you something. You watch this boy come down the lane. He looks like Vargas almost.
Rosado,
he's strong.
Oh,
yeah. He's doing a nice job. These two teamed up with a win for Midtown Charlie Brown yesterday. Yeah, not a whole lot on the bottom side. I was looking, but two-step salsas, 15% with the debut runners. This guy, he wins with these first-time starters. So you look down there, debut maiden claiming 30% with the 2-year-olds. He hits at a strike rate of close to 25% with a positive ROI. I think Rosado might have had another call too, right? He could have gone to the 2. He decides to go here for Coletti shipping, and I think it's a little slick move here. The 8 Coquetta slower works, ready to run a big race. I like the slow works leading in.
All right, you'll get a good price. I didn't use her. She has to ship from Parks here for her debut assignment. That's a tough ask for a 2-year-old filly, but the barn does well when they're shipping down here. And yeah, Rosado and Coletti, they're 28% together in a positive ROI.
Right.
So all right, well that just shows you how wide open this race is. I go with the 4. You like this filly as well. The 4,
yes.
Tap It Again by Tri-Tap, who's he passed away, I believe, but he was a young Tappet stallion here in Maryland. The dam, one more time again. She was 0 for 4, but here's why they bred her. The second dam, you'll remember this mare around here. Donnie Barr trained her. G. O'Keefe.
Oh, yeah.
She was the greatest stakes winner around here, made over $267,000. So there is a strong family on the dam side here for the 4. Tap It Again. And this filly does have an older one older sibling who's 1 for 7's made $61,000. So that's enough for me to like the breeding here of the 4. Tap It Again. The works are good enough. A couple nice works from the gate here for the 4. Tap It Again for Jerry Robb, who does very good with his 2-year-olds. Xavier Perez, 2-win day yesterday. He rides a lot of horses for Robb in the morning, so I'm hoping they can team up here with the 4. Tap It Again.
Right, that half was one more great time. Who did win a 2 last year, a buyer of 62, so that works for me. And right, bred to Tri-Tap. It was a small fee for the stallion. That's the right spot here. You go for the 25. No need to go up to the maiden special weight ranks. Let's get the money early with the 4. Tap It Again. I'll throw the 11. Call Me Jelly Roll. You say you got a little push on this horse. That mare, City Cherie, she was very, very fast. Good gate speed. At Midnight Lutes, they can win early. A clean draw to the outside. We've seen Ferry with these 2-year-olds. He's been live with a couple of them. So, Call Me Jelly Roll should be tough in the 8th.
Farrier likes the filly. That's who gave me the tip on her.
Right.
Farrier likes her. He said both those recent works have been very strong for the 11. Call Me Jelly Roll, who I didn't use in my top 4. I'm just a little concerned about that far outside post. You have to worry about them. Tulloch talks about this all the time. You have to worry about them taking a right-hand turn.
Yes.
That said, I like the outside post better than the inside here for a first-time starter. So I used the 11 on my pick 5 ticket for sure. Let's talk about the 3 here. Something about Nicanor. Don't forget about John Salzman Jr. with a 2-year-old first-time starter. This filly by Nicanor, Barbaro's half-brother. The Dam, Something About Mary by Valley Crossin. She did not run. She was 0 for 0. But this filly is a half to Tooth and Claw, who made $128,000. So has a sibling that's made some money, some decent works here at Laurel Park. Angel Serpa will ride. Lasix in debut. Maybe we'll get a price here on the 3. Something About Nicanor.
Yeah, and the 2, Our Wild Wise, comes in here for Jeremy O'Dwyer. No Lasix in debut. Get Virgil Lynch to ride. And a sub Rosado goes the other way to Coquetta. But this mare, 3 2-year-old winners. You got to like that. And the mare herself was 1 for 6 at 2. So flat outs, they can win early as well. I thought he was about 14-15% with the dirt sprinters. So Our Wild Wise tapped the total on that one. I'm going to be using that one in the mix, especially the multi-race gimmicks. What about this race to get through for your pick 5? This is a tough one.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. How about the 5 in Flight's going to be a nice price here for trainer Tony Aguirre. Tony Aguirre trained the dam of this filly. This filly's by Cal Nation. The Cal Nations, they can win early. He's a good young sire here in Maryland at Country Life Farm. The dam wings Wings of the Storm by Valley Crossing. She was 2 for 23, made 52,000. Tony trained her, so he knows his family. And man, good thing they kept on to this mare. What a solid producer
Yes,
she's been. Hopefully they benefited from some of this. This dam, her offspring's made almost 800,000, so she's thrown a bunch of runners. And this filly with a couple, she's been working well here at Laurel Park. Decent half-mile work recently here. You get a good ride of Rosario Montanez, Lasix, and debut. The 5 in flight could be long, could be live here, and will be definitely probably be a big price in here. Man, how about Hammy Smith, man? Can he wake up here? We're all rooting on him. This is South Carolina homebred, the 10 Sweet Home Dixie. You can't give up. Can't give up on Hammy yet. He'll jump
his
up.
Brother's going to try to get him off the schneid here. Gory sending one up. This is a horse that half to one of my old favorites. Gin Makes You Sin. Yeah. No, he made almost like 230, 240,000 and ran upwards of mid-90s in his buyers. So Sweet Home Dixie going to try to get Hammy back on the win path. Wow,
so I'm 5 deep in this race with the 3, 4, 5, 10, and the 11. I didn't use your top pick, the 8, Coquetta, but I'm going to have to throw her in. Eddie Coletti, he's been sharp shipping down here from Parks. All right, let's turn the page here. Race 3. This is my single. This is my single here on my late pick 5. This is why Dixon spent $60,000 to go to Kitten's Joy. This horse is supposed to win these kind of races. The 9 Brucarita, my top pick here in race 9. 2 other than for 3 and up. Mile and 16th on the Dahlia turf. Rail at 52 feet, and Matz has done a nice job with this 5-year-old. The 9 Brucarita patiently handled it. Made $62,000 with him last year as a 4-year-old. Lightly raced this year. A decent 4th last out up there at Monmouth against 2 other than. Ran okay in a tough tough wide trip he had at Keeneland. Then ran a decent 3rd. Ran a 92 buyer back in February down there at Gulfstream in a 2 other than. So an effort similar to that. We'll put him right here. He has one here at Laurel Park. He's 4 for 5 in the money here at Laurel Park. Victor Carrasco, hopefully he can just get a trouble-free trip on the outside. That said, I hope he doesn't get hung too wide on that first turn. Been nice little maintenance half-mile work up there at Fair Hill since the last race. I'm hoping the 9 Brucarita can get me through race 9 here.
This is another one. This
tough race to pick a single
gave me fits. I can't believe you went single in here, but you see the 92, 86, 84, one of those last 3 figs, it puts him into the mix. He draws outside, but he's another one. He gets a little camera shy that last 16th of a mile. Maybe against this group, he has run well over the Laurel turf course. My top selection is going to have to improve a little bit. Speed Gracer, but I like the way he's come back to the races since November, a try in April and a try in June, and just steadily has improved against the right kind of horses. A good try in the Ed Evans. We've got a replay of that from the 23rd of June. Stick Stately Dude came down the ship in to win it. Special Envoy, all he did was win those Virginia-bred races over the last couple of years, Stan. Here we go, guys. Pick him up in last. Thanks. Coming to the quarter pole. Had to negotiate a little bit of traffic, turning for home there. Settled well back off the pace, but I like the way this little horse kind of was gutsy through the last 1/8 of a mile. Speed Gracer. Stick Stately Dude, just a better trip. Special Envoy's going to angle out for him, but Speed Gracer drops down to the inside, and boy, he just tries as hard as he can the last 16th of a mile here. Just gets nipped for the place. He's been competitive enough around here, and he's in the right kind of form. A lot of sketchy form on these other horses. Can he move up just a little bit more? I don't know, but he's been well managed by Susan Cooney. We'll give him a shot here. He's going to be a square price. He'll get away at 4-1 or 5-1.
Yeah, Lemon Drop Kid, 4-year-old. I think he's sitting on a big 4-year-old campaign for Susan Cooney. He scares me here if I'm only going to use Brucarita. On a bigger ticket that I'll likely play, I'll for sure use the 3 Speed Gracer. Should get a nice trip on the inside there with Fergal Lynch. To 7 I like here. Conquest C. Silliman has this 5-year-old in good form. Looks like a nice claim. A sharp win first off the claim, going 5.5. They stretched out to the 2-turn distance last out, and a tough 2 other than. He was a good second at 7-1 behind Barney Rebel, who's a well-accomplished turf router around here. Big 84 number last out for the 7 Conquest C.
Yeah, he was quite game to the wire. They let Corvus go out. Corvus opened up, came back a little bit the last 16th of a mile. Looking at this race, there's not a lot of speed. That's why I kind of lean to 3. I think he can be a little bit closer than he was in the Ed Evans on June 23rd. Corvus, once again, I think his job's going to be go to the front. Let's see how far he can go. He can get this distance. I think he's going to hang around a little bit more this afternoon. But as I said, Conquest C, he's tactical enough. I think he can move a little bit sooner if he wants to in this particular field.
All right, it's a nice turf route. Two other than allowance feature of the day to kick off the late daily double. A doozy for you in race 10. This is a nice maiden special weight for filly and mares 3 and up. Going a mile and a 16th on the all-along turf course. This is a great race here. I go with the 4 on top. The 4 more fun again. By Arch for trainer Tommy Proctor. Fergal Lynch will ride. Second off, a brief freshening. Was in good form earlier this year at the fairgrounds in Keeneland. Then had about a couple months off. Came back. A tough assignment to come back there, going a mile and a quarter at Belmont on a good turf course. But he ran well. Good, decent fourth that day. Showed a little speed, going a mile and a quarter. Now second off that brief freshening. Cuts back to a mile and a 16th. He should be dead fit here with Fergal Lynch aboard. The 4 more fun again.
Yeah, it is 2-back try at Keeneland. That's been a productive race. The winner, Sipping Kitten, came back to run second in a $50,000 stake at Canterbury. Third place finisher, Style Icon. Second at Delaware, but it was behind that Merriman horse. The name escapes me, but came back at a price and ran it. I think you liked the horse and came back in an allowance race and ran a good second or third at a price. So if more fun again, keys up against the right kind, just keys up against the right kind. A little bit of a fade last time in a mile and a quarter, back to the realistic distance of a mile and a 16th. I go with the 5, Sunrise Bernstini, another one off of a long layoff from July of 16 to May of this year. Just hung out wide every step of the way, but was willing to the wire. The blinkers go on, just save a little bit of ground. I think it'll enhance the punch. You go on the way back. She keys up against the right kind of horses. Damon, very patient with his horses, spots them very well. He knows this this mare is ready to go up in the maiden special weight ranks. Sunrise Bernstini, she fits her, and she's going to be a little bit better price than the 4.
Yeah, I didn't use her, but the barn 22% with horses coming off this kind of layoff. You get Caramano's blinkers on. Yeah, deeper ticket. You have to use the 5, Sunrise Bernstini. The 3, Gotham Gal. I almost went 4-6 here for my exacta because I think the 6, Market Alley, is going to be in front with Weston Hamilton on this Beverly Steinman homebred for Dougie Fout. A good second last out against Maiden Special Weight Company. I almost picked the 6. In fact, on the tip sheet, I did pick the 6, Market Alley, second, but then Daniel Centeno a couple years ago beat me for 16,000 in a pick 6, and he was riding for Delacour. So I go with the 3, Gotham Gala, in my exacta here. Decent effort. They bet this horse down to about 7-5, 6-5 in debut right here at Laurel in a tough maiden special weight, going long on the turf, and was 4ly placed that day. A good third. And now first time Lasix, second start, Centeno stays aboard. This 3-year-old filly by Smart Strike. They paid $260,000 for her at Keeneland. So the 3, Gotham Gala, she could be any kind here in race 10.
Okay.
I use her second.
I like the other P. Doug Fout horse. I caught one of his horses years ago.
Plebe?
About 50 to 1. Remember
Plebe?
that? Right on the front end, second time
wire
out.
to wire. Albert Delgado, right?
That's it.
Plebe?
That's it.
Plebe. Yeah, I think it was his father. His father trained that horse.
That was good memories there. But stated, I like second off of a layoff. This is first time Lasix on the turf. I was just a gimme on the dirt last time out. His run okay going longer. You're going to get Prado today. This horse, a little maybe improve. You're talking about from the other races on the turf. Stated, I think, wakes up today, second time back, moving to the turf. First time Lasix also on the turf course.
All right, yeah, Dougie Fout with a couple nice runners there in race 10. France is up 4-2, you said? 4-2. France is up 4-2 over Croatia in the World Cup, so that's a good sign for the Frenchman trainer Arnaud Delacour, right?
That's true.
Right?
Yeah.
Just saying. All right, he has Gotham Gala in the finale. That's it. We're way out of time here. Big carryover in that late pick 5. Get your tickets ready now for race 6. It'll be over 100,000 hopefully when it's all said and done. Dave Robbins coming up next with scratches and changes. Good luck.
Good luck.